Hey Gear Facts friends, welcome back to Gear Facts. You have to wonder how a guy could run a guitar-oriented YouTube channel for nearly 10 years and not have reviewed the Marshall MS-2 portable amplifier. Apart from being a nifty little tool, it's just such a nice little ornament to have in your workshop. And yes, I am filming this from a bit of an unusual angle because it's allowing me to get a good audio recording and also to give you a good camera angle. So let's zoom in just slightly and we'll go through some of the sounds. Okay, so we're running on a 9-volt battery, and with all controls pretty much in the middle, it starts you off with a very modest tone. And the only response to that, of course, is to turn it up to pretty much maximum. And that's maximum. So that's the clean channel, and as you can hear, it's pretty overdriven. Though to be fair, normally you'd get a bit more volume and a bit more cleanliness because the 9-volt battery I've got in there, the only one I could find in my workshop, is a little bit on the low side, and you will get distortion when you're using feeble batteries. So let's pull that volume back again and we'll switch over to the Overdrive channel, which will probably be quite distorted. Yeah, it's a nice overdrive sound. We'll bring that volume up again. Yeah, it's got a nice rippy sort of sound to it. Bear in mind, we're only using a 3-inch speaker here, it's tiny. Let's see what the tone control does by going nice and deep, first of all. I'm actually kind of liking that, it's surprisingly deep. Let's try a high tone sort of sound. It's definitely got that Marshall character to it, and I like that pushing the tone high doesn't make it too piercing or shrill. Let's take it right up to maximum and see what happens. Yeah, I think that's pretty agreeable considering we're running, I think, on half a watt of power, just 9 volts in the battery, and of course only 3, it might actually only be 2 inches in the speaker. Let's switch back to the clean channel, which is more like an overdrive. Seems like the overdrive is more distorted and the clean channel is more overdrive. But anyway, I'm going to leave that volume nice and high and we'll go back to a low tone again. That's a very mellow overdrive. On the opposite now, this is with the pan pot on about 3 o'clock. Oh, big difference. Okay, let's max the volume and max the tone on the clean channel. Okay, well that's a pretty junky tone. I think I would stick to the overdrive channel, probably with the tone around about the middle. Volume on maximum, and just enjoy that nice Marshall flavour in miniature form. Okay, slightly closer look now. Let's pop that cable out. Goes completely silent. Power stays on though, so when you unplug, make sure you switch it off. There's our 3 settings: off, on and overdrive. Then of course volume and tone. These pan pots feel really durable. They've got metal caps on them. It's everything that Marshall should be, so they deliver even in this very low cost, pretty much toy amp. And of course the styling, how Marshall is it? Let's flip over. Okay, there's our battery. We'll just put the cover back on there. And also you can run it from 9-volt power supply, just like you would use for your average guitar pedal. I've got a headphone socket there in case you want to keep things completely private, and very handy, a belt clip on the back. At the recent world-breaking guitar ensemble in Sydney, we saw literally hundreds of guitarists walking around using this to hold the amp on the strap or the belt so they could walk around in the open air playing Highway to Hell. I'll put a link to that video as well. So there we go, Gear Facts friends, the Marshall Mini Amp MS-2. It's a little masterpiece, and like I said, every home should have one, even if it's just up on the shelf to make a bit of a statement in your house. Thanks again for watching, thanks for liking, commenting or subscribing, and I look forward to seeing you next time on Gear Facts.